Hey everybody, this is Dan with Pain Free You. Today's topic: why fighting and fixing symptoms does not work. So, get to that in a second. Relax your body. Smile. Take a slow, deep breath. Exhale. Get into a place of calm. Hey body, we're good. We're safe. I'm okay with this. So, why fixing and fighting symptoms doesn't work. So I know it's pretty ironic that I'm on here every single day, either with success stories or my own videos like this, where I am teaching and I'm sharing, giving ideas and expressing concepts. And you're watching because you want to get rid of your symptoms, whatever they may be, pain or otherwise. So it's kind of ironic that I'm out here teaching all the time how to get rid of symptoms. But yet I'm doing a video on how fighting and fixing are not the answer, right? And I know you're doing the things, whether it be my stuff or many of the other mind-body practices, journaling, therapy, somatic tracking, pain reprocessing therapy, brain rewiring, all the things. And in general, I think there's one determining question as to whether or not the things you're doing are going to be more productive or less productive. And so ask yourself this question: is the thing that I am doing in an attempt to get rid of symptoms making me feel safer or more in danger? Straightforward question. And let's dig one level down, because you'll say, well, I'm doing somatic tracking, or I am doing brain rewiring. That one's a better example. Well, what's wrong with your brain wiring? Well, I've got pain. Okay. Well, doesn't that assume then that you've got a big problem, that you have to rewire your brain? My belief is the brain's going to wire itself when it gets the right message consistently that we're actually okay already. We don't have to focus on brain wiring. Sorry to all those brain rewiring programs out there, but the brain knows how to do that itself. Never in our lives have we had to focus on brain wiring in order to accomplish something. Learn to play the piano. Where's the lesson on brain wiring? It's not. Move your fingers like this repeatedly until your brain remembers, wires, how to do this. I don't believe there's anything to fix. I believe it's a teaching exercise. I don't think we're broken. Just because symptoms are present doesn't mean we are broken. Symptoms are downstream from a brain perceiving danger, and when the brain feels safer, symptoms can turn off. They'll turn down first, then they'll turn off. And so fighting and fixing assumes that there's something wrong, because when we're fighting the symptoms, we're hating them, we're frustrated with them, we're aggravated with our own brains for torturing me with these darn symptoms. So the same brain that is torturing me with symptoms, I got to teach it that we're safe, but yet the brain, and a lot of people end up afraid of their brain and afraid of what's possible. If I can feel this bad because of my brain, what else can it do? And it's your brain. And it will learn the things that you teach it. It will learn that you are safe when you consistently deliver that message. Fighting and trying to fix all convey to the brain, I got a problem. I am in, quote unquote, danger. I am under threat. Your brain is not fighting with you. Your brain is not against you. Your brain is not torturing you. Your brain may be operating on misinformation, which causes fear, and turning on the alarm system, but it's not doing it intentionally to harm us or to mess with us or torture us. It's doing it because it perceives there to be a problem, a danger, and it's the brain's primary job to keep us alive and safe. So if there are symptoms sounding, that is because of one thing: the brain perceiving danger. Now, your next question is going to be, but what's the danger? What is it afraid of? I got an 11 examples of perceived danger video, and I'll try to link it below. But could be anything: life stress, family stress, money stress, our own thinking, a conversation with somebody difficult, you name it, body positions, movement, foods, chemicals, smells, sounds, lights. If the brain has experienced any of those things in conjunction with any symptoms, it quickly learns that's the problem. So sometimes we can't figure out what is my brain perceiving as dangerous and thereby turning on symptoms. We don't always know. And what I've determined and what I've seen in experience is, even if you can't figure it out, it doesn't matter. You can still focus on teaching the brain, I'm actually okay. Objectively, I'm safe. There's nothing horrific happening. And so teaching the brain that you're actually okay is the key to getting better. If you are fighting with your symptoms, are you okay? The brain's not going to perceive that you're okay. If you're trying to fix your symptoms, oftentimes that means that the brain perceives, there's something broke that we got to fix. So fighting and fixing are not the solution. Allowing, reassuring, being okay with symptoms, it's a much more productive response to the symptoms. Now, don't get me wrong. Understanding how the system works is step one. And then determining through the assessments, does this apply to me? And once you've done that, accept that this is what's going on. Because as long as you keep on saying, well, maybe the doctor missed something. Maybe I'm really sick. Maybe I really have a structural problem. It's going to be hard for the brain to accept that you're okay and dial down or turn off the symptoms. So the assessment's key. And even if the assessment doesn't leave you feeling 100%, do the work anyway. It's likely that you've exhausted your medical options. And if you have, and the assessment is still a little questionable, sometimes when we're terrified, the assessments aren't super strong saying this is all mind-body. Because when we are super terrified, symptoms are oftentimes very consistent and thereby score less like a mind-body condition than somebody who is a little bit less fearful. So we don't have to dissect all that. Bottom line is, fixing and fighting is not the solution. As a matter of fact, that may delay recovery. So if you're stuck in the fixing and fighting mentality, focus on teaching safety. Mentally, don't buy into the scary thoughts. Emotionally, feel your emotions without judgment so they can pass. Try not to get stuck in the story behind the emotions. If most of your emotions are about the symptoms, then allow yourself to feel them so they can pass. And stay away from the story. If you're thinking about your symptoms all day long, you're likely fueling the emotions that are fueling the symptoms. So do your best to engage in things other than thinking about or trying to fight or fix your symptoms. And I know this is hard as heck. I'm not suggesting any of the things we talk about here is easy and an overnight snap of the fingers, we're good. It takes time, takes practice, takes learning, takes repetition, consistency. And these things don't happen overnight. So be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. But the foundational knowledge of knowing that I'm actually okay, I'm not sick, I'm not broken, and accepting that, that's key. It really is key, because without that acceptance, and as long as you keep on, trying to figure out how the doctors missed something, you're going to stay in fear. So, put down the boxing gloves. Stop fighting. Put down the screwdriver. stop fixing. Your brain and nervous system are working perfectly, but they're operating on misinformation and fear. And so the goal is to educate ourselves of the correct information, how the system works, that this applies to you, and that calm is the way forward. Panic doesn't work. And I always like to joke, nobody ever got better by freaking out. It's true. So do your best to freak out less. It's not going to happen immediately. You can't go from freak out to calm. But freak out less, a little less. Give yourself permission to do this gradually. Don't be such a perfectionist that you demand never to freak out, never to think about symptoms, never to get worried, never to get upset about it. This is a process, and it's a tough one, but it's doable if you take baby steps and move a little bit each day. And before you know it, you're going to look back and see how far you've come and all the progress you've made. And that's really when you start to go, holy cow, I'm really okay. That's that light bulb moment. So put down the boxing gloves, put down the screwdriver and the hammer and the wrench. Stop fighting, stop fixing. Allow symptoms to be there. Allow yourself to feel whatever emotions there are, even about symptoms. Don't judge them. But move towards safety. And if you're not sure if the things you're doing are helping, simple question. Is what I'm doing, thinking, saying, how I'm behaving, conveying that I'm okay, safe, or not okay, danger? And if you are lying still in the dark, afraid of everything, that's not a message of safety. So, love you all. I do. Really want everybody to get better. Wouldn't do this every day if I didn't. So, we'll see you folks soon. Take care. Love you.